Oh yeah, pipe smokers, yeah. It's the Paul Gilson YouTube channel, and yes, I am Paul Gilson, aka Paul the Pipe Guy, live from the United States of America in Rochester, New York on Winchester Street. Thank the Lord. And happy Tuesday. Yeah, we're going to have our Tuesday night smoke together. It is the 4th of November, 2025. This year is just flying by. So grab your favorite pipe, grab your favorite blend, and grab your favorite beverage. And don't forget, we have the prayer hotline here. Yeah. So if anybody needs prayer for anything, for you, for family members, for friends, for anyone that you know that needs prayer, you can either put it in the comment section or, you can call Paul the Pipe Guy, Paul Gilson, at 585-352-3660. Actually, it's best to text me. You know, I'm still working. I haven't retired. I have another 10 years to go. And that is the prayer request line. Yeah, there you go. There it is. I'm going to show that every single video. We got a lot of amens on the two prayers that we offered up. So thank you, YouTube pipe community Christians, for kicking in and supporting this prayer line. I think it's important that we pray for one another. And you know what? If you don't agree with that, that's fine. All right? Just, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, with what everyone else is saying with a grain of salt. Don't worry about it. Enjoy the channel, okay? We still love you too, Even if you're not a believer, that's okay. Maybe you will be someday. Maybe you'll be calling the prayer line saying, hey, Paul, you know what? I've been watching you, and I want to know if God is real. And I'll show you how to pray and ask for him to reveal himself. Yeah. So let's start something on fire. Yeah. Oh yeah. So we have a Genesee beer here, a good old fashioned red eye, made right here in Rochester, New York, in the United States of America. Thank the Lord. Mark Denon, you know what? I love this beer can holder. It's freaking awesome. Thank you so much. So cheers, everybody. Happy Tuesday, November 4th. Cheers. So we have number 9 out of 36. K-Woody pipes. I have a K-Woody Super Grain. Look at that baby. And if you guys know K-Woodies, this one has the classic overturn, where it got too hot, the guy took it apart, cleaned it, and cranked it down. The glue was loose. You can fix that. I haven't dared tried yet. And the inside of that, by the way, this has the logo on the top, and it has 4 holes in the stinger, which says this pipe was made 1938 or prior. And it is a gorgeous pipe. And it's meerschaum lined. I don't think I've ever even smoked this pipe, So let's start it on fire, yeah. Some almost 5-year-old Scotty's Butternut Burley. In January, the Scotty's Butternut Burley will be 5 years old. Oh. That is so good. Scotty's Butternut Burley is another one of mine. I have several pounds of it that I know it's on its way out. I don't know if you can get it anymore. When I used to first start buying it, it all came all blended. And then I don't know, the government stepped in and they said, no, we don't approve of that. So the people that make Scotty's butternut burley had to send one blend and another blend, and you had to blend them both together yourself, as if like a year and a half ago. So I bought like three pounds of that, you know. So, but this is good, man. This is matured with 5 years on her. Okay. Between the stinger system that Kay Woody invented and the meerschaum lining in this pipe, it smokes cool and dry. And I love that. So I went into work this morning, and we've got a good show tonight. You guys will like it. I went into work this morning, and there's a guy that's been our boss for like 20 years. And he went through some sort of, he was very, like, extremely obese, like probably 400 pounds. Went through some sort of gastric bypass procedure, was out for 2 weeks, not sure what it was. He didn't even tell us, but we all knew. He's a very private guy, and he's fair. And, you know, so he had 2 weeks off. And ever since then, his attendance has been terrible. And the owners called him, he left work a half hour early a couple weeks ago. The owners of my company, according to rumors, called him back at 4:15. He had to drive back half hour, and they had a little sit down with him and was like, you know, this ain't gonna fly. And yesterday he sent a text through to all management and ownership. He's got a personal problem going on. He would be in later and then never showed up the whole day. No other text message saying, I can't be there today. And so I walk in at 7:25 this morning, and he's walking back and has that 1,000-yard stare in his eyes. And he's just slowly walking back from the back. And the owner of the company, his father, who started all of this stuff, so really the son owns the company now, but the father still has every right to do whatever. This guy walked by and I was like, hey Chuck, good morning, man, how's it going? And he walked by like he didn't even hear me. He didn't look at me. He just slowly walked by me. And I was like, man, something's wrong. The scuttlebutt started flying around, and one guy was like, wow, I saw him take a bunch of stuff out of his office and his wife came to pick him up and they left. Not good. Now, this is the guy that has been picking on me about my cell phone, which he had every right to do. There was like a 2-week period of time where I was on my cell phone chatting with like 5 different girls, and every time it would buzz in my pocket, I would have to check it. And then he would always catch me, and he was, you know, so he's like, Paul, this can't happen, you know. But he was fair about it. And, you know, as long as you went in there, stayed off your cell phone, worked hard, well, found out later today the owner's father fired him. And I feel bad for him. You know, part of it's on him. You know, he should have had doctor's excuses if maybe he was having trouble with his gastric bypass or whatever, you know, with, you know, him showing up to work all the time. You know, yesterday I think was the final straw that broke the camel's back, and I just feel bad for the guy because he's always been fair. You know, he could be a dick, but he's a boss. And if you're not doing what you need to do, plus I also heard that that ownership wanted him to do certain things and he didn't implement those things. And that doesn't fly in an Italian-owned family business. If they tell you to do something, you do it. But he's a young enough guy. He's, I'd say, in his early 50s, and he's a smart man. He'll be all right. They'll find something else. They threw him in this supervision of our new factory, this position that he really didn't want to take. They made him take it. He wasn't happy with it. So he's probably putting his resume out there, you know, today. Oh, man, the Scotty's butternut is burley is so good. Don't forget the prayer line. If you don't want to put your situation or your name in the comment section, you text me. There's my number again, guys. Pause the video right now. Write it down. And I'll hold this up there for a second. Pause the video. Write that number down. I got a whole bunch of text messages from different people all over the world. Yeah, there it is, 585-352-3660. Yeah. If you don't want to put your private information down, we'll have a prayer group for you, man. Just mention in your first name, your last initial, where you're from, and what you need prayer for. We'll do that for you, us Christians in the YouTube Bite community. And there's a lot of us. I thought unveiling this, which it wasn't my idea, it was God's idea, would lose me subscribers, which I didn't care about. You know, if somebody wanted to unsubscribe for something like that, that's a good thing. You know, so be it. You know, I'm sad to see you go. You know, would like to see you stick around, but I didn't lose any. But you know, that's not what it's all about. It's not a competition in subscribers. It's I put out there what the Lord puts on my heart. I put out there what I want to say. We're going to take a break for a nanosecond, and Paul the Pipe Guy will be right back. So we're just going to graduate to a cigarette, you know. I mean, nobody in this world is perfect, okay? I mean, my cat drinks too much beer, all right? That's why I had 8 bags, 8 huge, like 30 or 40 gallon garbage bags since I moved in here of beer cans. And so it's all my cat's fault. She drank most of it, not me. I only like sip half a beer. Yeah, okay. My cat smokes all my cigarettes, you know. Yeah, okay. Blame it on your cat, Paul the Pipe Guy. So what I did, each one of those bags is worth about $7. So we're talking $56 to $60 in empties. And so I texted a young man who's a friend of mine. He actually is the stepson of my boss that got let go. I didn't tell him about that. I'm not letting none of that stuff out. I'm not, this guy's a private guy. I'm not going to tell the stepson. I know the whole family. But, so I texted him and I said, hey man, do you have any friends that, he works with like 15 different rentals, in the Rochester area. And I said, I got all these beer cans, like $60 worth, maybe even 70. Do you got somebody that might be a little down on their luck or something that, rents from you, they're current on the rent, but they're a little bit needy, they could use these? And he's like, yeah, I got just the guy. I said, great. Give him my address. Tell him the bags I just took them outside. They're on the side of the house. He can come here any time of the day and pick them up, return them, and use them for grocery or whatever he wants to. Just make sure it's not somebody that's going to spend it on weed or crack or whatever. He's like, no, I got just this guy, he's, it's all good. So I gave those away. I could have returned them, but it's like, I used to, when I lived in Brockport, I had my friend that lived around the corner, and she volunteered at a dog shelter. So I'd give her all the empties, and instead of 5 cents return per can, they would give her 10 cents per can towards the dog shelter. So she would always pick them up when I got 2 or 3 bags and return them, and then they'd buy food and do whatever the dogs needed. I'm getting the hiccups. I smoked that pipe too much. So anyways, that is our Tuesday night smoke together. Yeah. Hope y'all enjoyed it. And God bless you all. Cheers. Be kind to one another. Don't forget about the prayer line. I don't want to call it the YouTube Pipe Community prayer line because it's not. It's the Paul Gilson YouTube channel prayer line. All right, that I can call it, but I don't have the right to claim it as the YouTube Pipe Community prayer line. But I am asking the YouTube Pipe Community members to join in prayer for these people. So if you need prayer for yourself, for family members, for loved ones, for friends, whatever, for whatever you need prayer for. If you don't want to put it in the comments section, you got the number. It's right here. Paul Gilson, right there. I'm putting my number right out there. That's my cell phone. Text me, 585-352-3660. Yeah. And we'll pray for you. And it'll work. I'm Paul the Pipe Guy. Peace to everybody. And I'm good. I'm over, but I'm not out. Happy pipe smoking, pipe smokers.